Alright, this video is for the social workers in the state of Rhode Island. Give me 1 second to light my smoke. Now, the social workers in the state has been after me for about 24 years. Well, no, 22 years, because it started when I was 6 years old. So, here's the thing. I have a genius level IQ. I about taught myself how to climb to the state from start to finish. And everybody teamed up against me, didn't play correctly. They played against the rules. I found out the rules, all of them, including the law, including the way the police force and the court system works, and including the way businesses function, including the way everything functions. And I used that to my advantage. I told the truth, I followed the rules, and I about made it to the top of the state. Now, with that being said, I was falsely diagnosed with a mental illness. As you can tell by the way I'm speaking, I'm telling the truth, if you understand psychology. Now, with that being said, falsely diagnosed at age 6, on medication at age 8. I got off my medication the beginning of last year. I suffered a major brain injury last year. I became a doctor through researching, which men are actually natural doctors. Men are able to save their lives the same way I do. So with that being said, I healed my brain. I have a video where you can see the scar. You can kind of, there it is, yep. See, there's one here and one there. You can see the scar. Extreme prefrontal cortex brain damage. Healed myself from that on the street nonetheless. I was homeless while I healed that. And then, with that being said, here's a message to every government official and every health industry official in the state. So, objective reality works in a way where you change and accept. If you can't change something for the first few times, you accept them. Which acceptance is essentially aligning to the information. What information do we have at hand? What is happening? What parameters based off the way we're observing what is happening? And then you align to the pieces of information. When you have pieces of information, 98% of the battle is understanding what is going on. The other 2% is forward movement. That's how you align and that's how you accept. Now, with that being said, if you master objective reality, you can become successful. When it came to me, if you go against objective reality, you become insane, you become crazy, you do something very bad. And if you break it for long enough, you actually break every law in the book, which is what happened. With that being said, this has been going on for 22 years, and every social worker, every hospital worker, and everybody in the state just about went against objective reality for so long that they broke every rule in the book. And I received death threats. I received, they tried to frame me. I received this, that, and the other thing, which means they actually went completely insane trying to get rid of me to protect themselves when there was no need to protect themselves. I just wanted them to leave me alone. That's it. I wanted them to drop the, and I've been straightforward this from day one. I wanted them to drop the false mental illness label, and then I could actually move on with my life and stop being screwed by everybody. I've been screwed by everybody. I've been stolen from. Everybody kept me down. There was no reason for it. I'm a beautiful guy, and that's pretty much the story what we're dealing with. A lot of people on here has been asking what my story is. That is my story, and I just about came out on top, and I very much don't appreciate what's going on here. So everybody denied objective reality, essentially. If you can't change something, you accept it. That's about it. And then here's a secondary thing that I'm going to piece together here, because someone just said, you bought my love by forcing the information out of me. I taught you love. I wanted you to love amongst yourselves, because you were obsessed with me. I didn't want your love, never did, because you scared me since day one. You scared the shit out of me since day one. I want nothing to do with people that scare me, okay? So you scared me since day one. I taught you love so you could love your significant other and leave me alone. I didn't want your love, never did. You forced it, and then anything forced is actually very intimidating and can be considered sexual abuse, and it tortured me. So with that being said, I gave it right back. That explains everything I've done here. So that's about it. With that being said, I don't love people who scare me, and I have a right to walk away from people who scare me. And yet everybody's stolen from me regardless, which I still don't understand. And then a lot of people thought I was gonna turn crazy. A lot of people thought I was crazy due to the way I grew up. A lot of people said your past got you in a lot of trouble. Well, I was blamed for stuff I went through. But the fact of the matter is, if nothing happened to this point, it's not going to happen. And that should be clear and concise. You observe what you're seeing and then you adjust to the information. If you can't do that, there's nothing I can do for you. That's just the fact of the matter. That is reality. Now, with that being said, I've always been goofy. I've always been a beautiful person. I was just a little bit impatient because I'm this smart. I'm able to conclude Einstein's theories, which I was able to do back in high school as well. And I didn't even receive a free ride for it, which I should have to college. Which I've done the work of college anyways, and I've outschooled college. I recreated the information that was not yet found in it. So, with that being said, I don't need a piece of paper to tell me I can do the job. I can prove I can do the job. I can get any job I want. I don't need a piece of paper to tell me I can do it. I'm sorry you think I need a piece of paper, but if you can prove you can do the job, you don't need a goddamn degree. With that being said, that's how I land positions. And I've also climbed to the head of the state without a certificate or anything else, which proves my point of the matter. And also, I was meant to be a police officer since day one, and my family about beat the shit out of me to try to scare it out of me. And that's why I was falsely diagnosed, because nobody likes police officers. I was meant to be a police officer, which is why I talk like one. We're built different. Anyways, with the fact of the matter is, I'm scared of you. Didn't want your love. End of story.